So you mentioned one of the pitfalls, which is potential hiring toxicity. What other problems have you seen as you've done this that other businesses could learn from?
Getting over my a lack of self-esteem so that like you can properly lead. I was like I said, I used to, when I was referred to as a CEO or a founder or like that I worked at a law firm, I would like air quotes. And for years I would tell people, people ask what I did. I would mention that I was a professor at Parsons before I mentioned this like law firm, because even though the
Wow.
law firm made all the money, Parsons felt like a real job, and the law firm felt like this like weird side hustle I did in sweatpants. And like it took me a long time to really shift that mentality. But then once I got out of my own way and started thinking about beyond myself, and thinking of this as an organization, and there's other people, and that there's growth for, not just my sake but growth for the team's sake,
Hmm.
and finding that I gained a lot of confidence, and then seeing too that like I've created a workplace where a lot of people have been pushed out of prior workplaces because they don't fit this 60-hour week in person. And their lives can't hold that, work
Hmm.
schedule, or at least the standard, 9 to 7 kind of hours. And so, when I realized that there's incredible talent that wants to stay in the game but can't because of rigidity of sort of the corporate structure, which I do think has changed quite a bit coming out of the pandemic,
Hmm.
but certainly early in my career.
Turn off the lights on your way out the door. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and like we used to do these crazy things where we'd keep a suit jacket on the back of our chair just so that everyone thought we were there. Or before you'd leave, you'd put a hot cup of coffee on your desk and then you'd leave so
Oh
that
my
somebody
God.
thought maybe, like, we'd have these like elaborate things so that people didn't think you had to have the
Wow.
audacity to leave the office at 9 p.m.
Yeah. How
Um,
dare you?
and I know, I know. And so like,
I,
and
I don't
that
see her.
that
She
was
must be sleeping under her desk, right?
right. Right, she's clearly here because there's a hot coffee on her desk. And
Right.
so that, but there's a lot of talent that is lost through that kind of work
Yeah.
structure. And so I am very motivated by knowing that, what we're building is something that allows that talent and allows good people, who have incredible work ethics but have a more complicated life than 80% work, 20% life, and that can
Hmm.
be kept separate, because I don't know who can do that anymore. And so I feel very proud of the fact that sort of we're experimenting but also proving that you can still compete with those guys and do it in a very different way.